I've been dreaming about the rivers in Michoacan, Mexico for years. They say it's a dangerous place.
Pero con la terrible violencia en el estado mexicano de Michoacán.
But there's water, beauty, and adventure waiting. Rafa, Dane, and I, along with our amigos Seth, Kieran, and Juan, are ready to embrace the unknown. And finally, it's time. My name is Joel, and this is our journey. Previously on First Ascent Michoacan.
Day one, Dane has a bit of a crash. Actually, he has one of the biggest crashes he's ever had.
As soon as you have to swim out of your kayak, you need the whole team to rescue you.
Break your concentration for a minute and this place will kill you.
So warm-up's done. We're leaving Veracruz now and it's gonna get good now.
Years ago, Rafa and I had our eyes set on Michoacan. We were in Mexico City. We had the van packed.
We're just making phone calls and try to make a decision because what we're looking at in the news is that this place is super dangerous.
Comenzamos el noticiero con la terrible violencia en el estado mexicano de Michoacán.
The state has become a hotly contested prize in the drug war.
We had to pull the plug and we had to be like, man, that's just too dangerous.
I got talking to Rafa in the summer and Juanito and Seth and a couple other guys, and I was thinking like, you know, I think it's time. Every
newspaper says that we shouldn't go. Every person that I talk to says that we shouldn't go. Everyone's like, man, Michoacan is death. Don't go to Michoacan. And we're like, committed, we're doing it.
Like, let's do this.
We're about 1 hour from Uruapan, which is our destination. And right there, as we're close to getting, the van broke down. I don't really know what's happening, but for some reason, there's no fuel going into the engine, so just gotta check it out. Every kayaking trip has to have something unexpected like this. Like there's that lane on the left.
Yeah?
That's like the turnaround lane. Okay. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna cross line.
Hope no one's turning.
I'm gonna direct traffic.
Okay, start pushing.
Go!
This is sketch. On the gravel, dude. Let's get across that.
This is the sketchy part. We're in a mechanic garage right now, so they're gonna fix it. That's a good thing. We're gonna leave it right now with our driver, and then we're just gonna go in another van to start scouting the waterfalls and all that.
The first thing we came here to check out was the Daracua waterfall, which is this massive double drop, which was the one drop that we all had seen and we were really fired up to go check out.
Every single time we go into like a new waterfall, it's like we all start walking, but then somebody starts walking a little faster, and then another person like tries to catch up, and then by the end, like everybody's running.
Oh, she's a beast!
If it were runnable, it would be like one of the most incredible drops I'd have ever run, and I know a lot of the other guys would agree.
No one's ever done this drop before.
I mean, it's super sketchy.
Its size is actually a little more manageable than I thought it might be.
But it's 100 feet total. It's 30 and 70, I think.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That middle, we should get a look, obviously, but close, right?
We noticed that at the base of the first falls was just this cave with water boiling into it. If you dropped off that first waterfall, you'd get pulled back into that cave and you'd never come out.
We would be surviving the drop. We wouldn't be running it and styling it.
It's a death trap. Like, there's no way that we could run that thing safely, and
it's off our list and we've got other things to check out.
The next day, our van, along with all our kayaks, was still in the mechanic shop. We had some scouting to finish, so we headed into the city to check out the Rio Cupatizio.
There's like little slides and rapids everywhere. It's interesting. It's something to do. Yeah. Hola amigos. See? Okay.
We're right in the middle of the town of Uruapan. This is kind of like the first local that we've talked to, and it's pretty cool because this guy was really friendly. He was like, hey, come and check it out. Here's my property. You guys can get in here anytime you want. And it's really cool to see friendly people right off the bat.
There's some potential for in-town whitewater. It could be cool.
I mean, the river doesn't look like next level river, but I think it's going to be a really cool experience just paddling through the town where we're staying.
After checking out the Cupatizio, we headed out of town to scout access to a nearby waterfall. But we didn't get very far.
So we just had about probably 25 minutes sitting on the side of the road. We got flagged down by a pickup truck full of cops with big guns.
When you encounter some police in Mexico, I've personally had some bad experiences with them, but these guys were super helpful.
It's like our second contact with the local people in Michoacan, and pretty incredible how people keep showing up as really friendly.
Once we got out of town, we stopped at this dried up creek bed, which we thought would lead us down into the river canyon where we'd find the waterfall.
It was a pretty steep climb. One of the crew came down to the river because we had gotten ahead of them by quite a bit. And they were waving their arms like, help, we need help over here. Our cameraman Alejandro fell.
Alex took a jump from one of the rocks and fell in a weird way and probably sprayed his ankle.
I felt around the leg, I could actually feel his tibia sort of move loosely from side to side, which made me feel like this is a little bit more serious than a sprained ankle. We had to fully splint his leg, so between Rafa and I, we decided we were just going to, piggyback Alejandro and get him out of this canyon on our backs. We moved quickly, Rafa and I took turns, and eventually we got him out of there. That was a pretty serious undertaking, but we're back to safety, and we're gonna take him to a hospital.
Alex had fractured his leg in 3 places. His trip was over.
The van is back here now, so we're hitting the river today, and we got the van, we got the kayaks, and a lot of energy to go back in there.
So this is urban kayaking like I've never experienced before. We're about to put on the Rio Cupatizio right here in downtown Uruapan.
It was really cool to take out of the river in the city that day, where once we got out, there was kids that had watched us down the river, and they met us at the takeout. They're all super fired up, all super nice. We took a lot of photos.
Actually, one kid followed us from the first bridge all the way to where we finished across town. He was so fired up, just like that we had paddled through his city and through his backyard.
People in the end make the places, right? In Uruapan, right where we are right now, everyone's been ultra friendly.
Tomorrow we're back in the jungle, on a river that no one has paddled before. We think we know what to expect, but really, who knows what we're gonna find in there. Next time on First Ascent Michoacan.
None of us have done it before. No one else has done it before. We don't know what's in there. We're gonna be prepared for pretty much anything. Coming into this area, we were a little nervous. The best way to sort of immerse ourselves in the culture here is just to blend in. It's kind of a boulder stuck right in the crack at the lip of this drop. It just lands on rocks.